Scorpio, this is your September reading, and boy does it pack a punch. Let's get into it. Before looking at these cards together and pulling more to clarify, let me give you my initial thoughts. So we're taking it back, first of all, just to around the mid-August mark, coming up into the month of September. You had really been feeling alive again, back to yourself, found your spark, feeling rejuvenated, feeling empowered, feeling like you could take on the world. So the last couple of weeks or mid to late August have been really successful for you. You have been stepping into a position of greater power, but it's not like up here gone to your head. It is a very much grounded in something tangible, grounded in something productive, something fertile, something potent, loads of room for growth in what you've been exploring, what you've been tapping into. You might have been dealing with a Leo or a Capricorn in the month of August. That has been really useful, really vital, very much all in alignment. Everybody's meshing together very well. Now, there might have been something that has come up in a more positive way for you recently, involving people, like it might be a man and a woman, it might be parents, it might be something like that, where something has come up and it's presented like many opportunities through these new contacts, new or old contacts, but basically who you've been spending your time talking to, surrounding yourself with in the latter part of August has opened many possibilities in your mind, and you've really got this like creative spark flowing, feeling really good, really motivated, really driven. Okay, so then we get into September and things begin to change for the rest of the month, not in a negative way necessarily, but something may come up. The Tower moment in the middle of the reading, and we'll look at this together. It's pretty visual. Mars, which is associated with the Tower, moves into Libra on September 15th. I think this is around the time frame where you're going to start experiencing things that had been holding you back previously are going to start to unravel, and you won't really be stuck in this mental bind anymore, Scorpio. The Tower moment may bring around the 15th of September some twists, some turns, some things that come a little bit out of the blue, or I didn't see that coming, you might be saying to yourself. But ultimately, the Tower is about liberation, and this person needs to get out of this trap. Let's be real, and they can. It's super easy for them to do it. It's just about like realizing that, okay, I can take this in another direction. There might be a conflict arising mid-month for you, Scorpio, with the father figure energy, with somebody like a boss, though, even somebody that is an authority over you. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person or a job or a boss or something, but it's somebody that maybe makes you feel a little threatened. Maybe they make you feel like insecure in your position, or that this person has the ability to just pull the rug from underneath you and everything falls apart. The Emperor really is here to remind us that that's actually not really possible, because we are really only the ones that we should be answering to. We're full autonomous beings, and that's what the Emperor energy is. It's Aries energy, very Mars energy coming through. So I'm thinking that Mars is going to be our player here in the middle of the month, Scorpio, as that changes signs from Virgo to Libra on September 15th. That might just, well, for whatever reason, it's going to be going into another area of your birth chart then when it changes signs, and it will, Mars brings a bit of strife and conflict and tension. That will be just another area of your life where you'll notice this. So that's why it's like a change of pace, a shift away. It's not necessarily something you've been dealing with over the last 6 weeks or anything. It seems like it's something different. Could be a conflict with a boss, a family member, but you may feel like you need to shirk somebody that's a little bit too controlling, or just bad vibes. We're going to clear them up because this is pretty open. They're both major arcana cards. Okay, so we have another King energy. I'm putting this at the end of September, moving into October. Let's say last week of September, just making that turn into October. We are finding you more secure, at least financially, and whatever rocked your world or just rocked your day or afternoon or even 5 minutes. It does not have to be a big massive thing, but it's something that changes it just changes things because they weren't the same as before, and so you just have to kind of adapt to that, Scorpio. But something is still very stable here, and it looks like it's finances, so I don't think that's what's happening. It seems to be within a relationship really, and especially if you're dealing with the Sagittarius, because Temperance and the Knight of Wands together are Sagittarius energy. Both came out reversed. So I feel like there's going to be a discord here, or like a disharmony, and some sort of issue, especially if it's with the Sagittarius. I can see that coming up. But basically, you're going to start seeing that there is a relationship in your life, which Temperance deals with very close, very interpersonal dealings with other people. So an intimate relationship in your life, I'm going to say. You're going to maybe notice some discord there or a change. Something's going to turn around, and it just looks like this is taking another direction altogether. Why don't we clear these cards up and look at them together, take it row by row, pull more to clarify. I'm going to show you these now, and let's stop talking and just do it. Okay, so here we go with our reading. So let's have a look at this. Let's study it out. Why don't, before I get back into the tarot, I'll just pull an oracle card. I think we need to ground this off after the sort of tower, okay? This is going to be a message from your guides right now. So as you're sitting here, wherever you are, Scorpio, take a deep breath. And we're taking a message from your highest self right now. What would they say to you about where you are on your journey? Scorpio, if you're interested in your personalized astrology for the month of September, I also have a video out for all signs under a Virgo season video and for the month of September. Find out your rising sign, because that's how I read astrology, from the rising sign position. Okay, radiant moon of compassion coming out here. Oh, isn't that just a stunning image? The halo, the moon, it is exactly very radiant. Okay, let me put that there and I'll read you a note on that, and then we're going to get right back into these cards because we need to clear this up, right? There's a lot. Okay, Kuan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. And this is the vibration of peace and freedom. Sagittarius is totally associated with ascension and freedom, but the spirit triangle is pointing downwards to the earth rather than up to the heavens, so something is out of alignment. You are being urged to use this power right now to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. Oh my God, I love when these oracle cards just match up like that. Your guides are so strong here today, Scorpio. It says, beloved, you are currently challenged by lower vibrational energies. This is not bad. In fact, you have called on this situation to you now so that you can grow spiritually. Kuan Yin is here with you now to ensure that you are victorious. Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Victory. Those energies of challenge may appear to be external in the form of a person, place, thing, or situation, or a current or past relationship. They may appear to be internal in the form of a bad habit, self-doubt, self-judgment, or judgment or criticism of others. So you're choosing which energy. It's like, what book am I going to read? Am I going to read the really depressing one with the terrible outcome, or am I going to read the joyful one? It's your choice. That's just what reality is too. You can choose what sort of reality you participate in and consciously create it. This is beautiful. I mean, this is really, really great. And it is funny, like, you've been probably drawing in all these challenges because your soul is like, Scorpio, you're so ready to face this. Yeah. Okay, but I feel like that oracle really spoke to these cards, and I'm excited to keep going. So let's go with the first row, clearing up Ace of Wands, King of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles now. I feel you've been knowing this. You've been vibing with people, with other people, lots of empowerment, lots of strength, beauty, happiness, inspiration. Stunning. Queen of Cups, beautiful. Beautiful energy here. Oh, August looks really swell, or looked really swell, I should say. Two of Wands, great, okay. But as the month approached its close, you realized that you were going to have to take on some more responsibility, and you knew you had decisions to make about your future, where you were going, and what the next step was. While you basked in this beautiful glory of Leo season energy in the month of August, the sun at its most powerful in Leo, and you then decided, like, when this earthy energy comes up, okay, now I have to start putting all of this glory and honor into some sort of practical means of continuing it, basically pouring love into it. Okay, so you may have handed something over to somebody at the end of August, maybe a little bit of responsibility. It could have been delegating, it could have been hiring somebody to do something for you and look after an aspect of it, somebody that was maybe you felt a bit more artistic and more visually inclined than yourself, more in tune with maybe the arts or something like that. If you've been dealing with parents, like I mentioned here, King and Queen of Wands, maybe you had to hand over some responsibility to your parents. Maybe you had been caring for them and it was taking up a lot of your effort, and it was, you know, it was kind of becoming a bit backbreaking for you. Some of you had a lot of obligations and you might have passed over some responsibility elsewhere. If you had children, you may have needed to call in support from other family members, carers, trusted people in your life to give you a hand with the kids or to give you a hand managing everything else. That could be just coming up. Seems like whoever you called in on to help you in your, whatever your mission was in the end of August, Scorpio, you made the right choice. Could have been another water sign, but it was somebody that had a different way of looking at this than you did. Just something you didn't see and it was perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so let's see, we go on and we look, well, we want to see what this is going to be like. Okay, so what Scorpio, I'm expecting this around the 16th of September. But let's see, what is this Tower, Eight of Swords and Emperor energy representing now for you, Scorpio? What's it going to look like? The Strength card. So definitely not all bad, and I think we talked about this here. Oh wow, Judgment. Well, this is 4 major arcana cards in a row. Let me hold that thought for just a second. I know there was something about strength here, and I'm picking up that this is obviously going to be a test of strength. The Tower always is. Let me see. Okay, so it's basically, yeah, that you've been chosen. Oh yes. So this self-judgment came up, or judgment or criticism of others. And that's what I'm thinking, it's just kind of a fear-based response, and you might be kind of getting sucked into hypercritical energy of yourself, of others, kind of getting a little bit catty, kind of a little bit, I don't know, hypercritical and judgmental, and it's kind of about it's coming through though for me as your own self-doubt or something like that. I guess the Strength card is a very Leo energy too, and it's a very compassionate energy. You may be called in the month of September, Scorpio, something's going to come up and test you. Oh yeah. And you are going to feel, this is your modern ruler Pluto and your ancient ruler Mars. So this is for you, Scorpio. It's a lesson for you to face this month, and I think it's going to be how you treat others. Do you treat them with compassion? Are you understanding? It's something here to test you guys. So I want you to just fucking ace this. So be really mindful of things that clearly are a test, right? A test from this judgment, so it's reckoning, right? And something can cause you to spiritually awaken this month, Scorpio. I can see that hugely. Something within your body changes. You feel maybe electricity in your body. You feel like you're absorbing more light. You can feel these shifts happening. And this Tower will just teach you your strength. There's 2 very strong people here, or there's more than one strong person here. It could be even you. You could have enough strength for the whole community or whatever it is, but there's going to be tests. Wow. I'm going to pull one more card just because major arcana cards can be incredibly vague. Let me see one more card just to have a look at what these tests are going to be. Testing your strength, you'll do it. But I really think intuitively it's how you treat others this month is the kind of karmic ruling, because something's going to come up where you could easily put somebody down. where you could easily, and Justice, look at these for major arcana guides. We've all these kind of karmic cards coming through. You could easily gain advantage over by exploiting another person, putting another person down, ripping another person off. And this might sound like, oh my gosh, I would never do something like that. It could be super minor, like it's just something that you know, this is a little shady, or this is a little off for me to do this. It would come maybe as a real gain to you, or you could at least think that there would be an opportunity for you to gain the upper hand, but remember, it's a test. Okay. I think we've got a grip on that, okay? I feel like you're gonna have an intense September. I think you're gonna have an intense mid-month at least. Let's take it to the end of the month. You're secure in your finances. So you got that Ace of Pentacle. Either way, you secured what it is that you wanted to, and maybe you didn't have to fall into Eight of Swords traps to do it, right? You just found a high road. Take that high road of the Ace of Pentacles. Let's clear up King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Temperance. Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords. So Kings are also 4 energy, so 3 4s for the end of the month ain't all bad at all. It's a number of steadiness. Right, okay, so after kind of the growing and the change, and there is a big change at the end of the month. You're going in a new direction with something, and it could very well be how you deal with other people, how you allow this flow to happen between other people, yourself and others rather. That's going to change. Something has been far too extreme. Okay, so of course that was like it needed to calm down after that, the extremeness of that, but you're still feeling very closed off. You're still feeling like this has not left your mind, like you've still something to really think about and consider. So why don't you do that? Why don't you think about and consider? Very end of September, I think it's around the 25th to 28th, Mercury will go retrograde in the sign of Libra. So it will station retrograde around then. Communication isn't going to be the most clear or direct, and that's just what it looks like to me, especially dealing with maybe a Sagittarius, a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Libra. Okay, not exclusively, but these are some people popping out. So this is something that hasn't left your mind. You haven't even been able to really open your heart or open up about this yet. Like you still are holding on to a great deal of worry or resentment or something that's just still not sitting right with you. So you're still thinking on it, but I do think Four of Swords energy is probably a better manifestation of your not being fully sure about what this is than the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is way too hasty, it would be a mess, and you know, it's very swift if you were to go into that energy. Four of Swords, it's meditative and sitting with it. Sleep on it is good. If something comes up around the end of the month that seems like you'd have to act very quickly, that seems like it would be totally extreme, the best advice is to sleep on it. Maybe get a bit of financial advice on it if it's to do with finances and not really personal. Okay, Scorpio, I feel like that's it. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. That you could probably expect changes around the end of the month or something just going in a new direction. It could be a relationship, it could be a project, it could be information. But the best thing it seems like you can do is hold tight, sleep on it, ride it out. Don't make any too sudden moves, and certainly don't fall into going into way out of extreme, because Temperance reverse can be uncomfortable in that case. There's a fine line between you taking your time and obviously rushing into something, I guess. That's going to be your reading for September. Hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing, and I will talk to you soon.